The sightless dog was on the verge of surrendering to life when this cat performed an unexpected act. What would you do if you were in Charlie's position? Would you surrender, or would you trust an unlikely ally? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. Old Charlie had served as the Anderson family's golden retriever for 12 amazing years. His snout had gone gray, yet his tail continued to wag, and his affectionate personality made him adored by everyone in the neighborhood. This past spring, however, Margaret Anderson observed Charlie colliding with furniture more often. "There's something off with Charlie," Margaret informed her husband, Tom. One evening, they observed their loyal friend carefully navigating the living room, his nose nearly brushing the ground. Do you think animals have a sixth sense about their changing abilities? How do they adjust? Stay with us to discover the magic word of the day. Comment it to enter our weekly contest and win amazing prizes. The veterinarian's verdict was heartbreaking, advancing cataracts in both eyes. "Charlie is going totally blind, my dear," Robert said softly. "It's not unusual in older golden retrievers, but the advancement is occurring quite swiftly in his situation." In the weeks that followed, Charlie's environment became dimmer. He grew reluctant to get up, staying primarily in bed near the fireplace. His tail, which used to be always moving, now gave only sporadic weak wags. The happiness appeared to be fading from their longtime companion. Margaret, a former educator, dedicated time investigating methods to assist visually impaired dogs. She reorganized the furniture to establish clear pathways, positioned scent indicators throughout the house, and incorporated textured rugs to assist Charlie in moving around. Yet, their formerly lively dog appeared to be slipping into sadness. "He requires more than what we can provide," Margaret remarked one morning, observing Charlie decline to go into the backyard for his typical morning activities. "He needs a companion who can comprehend his experience in a way we cannot." At that moment, their granddaughter Sophie shared a video of a cat leading a blind dog at a rescue center in a different state. The concept appeared improbable, yet Margaret couldn't dismiss the notion that this could be precisely what Charlie required. "We're heading to the shelter," she declared to Tom. Unbeknownst to them, this choice would not only transform Charlie's existence, but also result in one of the most extraordinary animal bonds their small community had ever seen. When Margaret and Tom arrived, the local shelter was filled with activity. The noise of barking dogs and meowing cats surrounded them, but they were present with a particular purpose: to find a cat for a blind dog. Sarah, the manager of the shelter, lifted her eyebrows, but then grinned kindly. "In fact, I believe I might have the perfect candidate. Last month, we received a rather peculiar cat." Sarah guided them to a calm area of the cat room, where on an elevated shelf rested a stunning gray cat with remarkable golden eyes. In contrast to the other eyes, which were either dozing or demanding affection, this one was attentively observing all the activity below. "This is Luna," Sarah detailed. "She's roughly 3 years old. The magic word for today is guidance. Write it in the comments below." What's fascinating is that she has been assisting our senior cats in locating their food bowls and directing them to the litter boxes. "We've never encountered anything similar to this." Luna inclined her head, observing Margaret and Tom with keen eyes. When Sarah lifted her up, Luna elegantly floated down into her embrace without any resistance. "She was discovered in a nursing home parking lot," Sarah went on. "We suspect she could have been a therapy cat due to her remarkable patience and intuition." "Look at this." Sarah set Luna down beside a sightless old cat that was dozing in the corner. Luna promptly settled next to the elderly cat, and as it stirred awake, confused, She softly nudged its side, steering it towards the water bowl. "That's incredible," Margaret murmured, her eyes filling with tears. Do you believe that every animal has the innate ability to understand and help another creature? Share your experiences in the comments. The shelter personnel organized a cautious introduction in a serene space. They brought Charlie inside, his movements cautious and unsure in the unfamiliar area. Luna, already present, observed the elderly dog with keen interest. What occurred next rendered everyone in the room at a loss for words. Luna moved toward Charlie gently, producing a soft, trilling noise. Charlie's ears stood alert at the strange sound. Rather than exhibiting fear or hostility, Luna circled Charlie's legs in a figure-8 motion, allowing her body to softly graze against him. Charlie, who had been standing rigidly, started to loosen up. His tail wagged slightly, the first true indication of joy they had observed in weeks. If this heartwarming connection touches you, make sure to give us a like, subscribe, and keep the magic alive. Then Luna performed an amazing act. She took a few steps away from Charlie and produced another trilling noise. Charlie shifted his gaze to the noise, and Luna echoed it as though she were summoning him. Cautiously, Charlie moved a step closer to her voice. "She's guiding him," Tom remarked in astonishment. "Isn't it incredible how sometimes the help we need comes from the most unexpected places?" Share this video with 3 friends who will appreciate this uplifting story. The initial days of Luna's stay at the Anderson residence involved thoughtful adaptations. Margaret and Tom had arranged everything: a unique cat bed, a litter box, and climbing structures. However, Luna appeared to be more focused on Charlie than on any of the new features. From the initial night, Luna created her own schedule. She did not sleep in her luxurious new bed, but on the corner of Charlie's big cushion by the fireplace. Whenever Charlie stirred at night, feeling uneasy or confused, Luna would produce her unique trilling sound, a soft reminder that he had company. The actual breakthrough occurred at breakfast on the 3rd day. Charlie had been hesitant to approach his food bowl since he became blind, frequently waiting for someone to lead him. That morning, however, Margaret and Tom observed in wonder as Luna directed an extraordinary display. Luna approached Charlie's bowl, tapped it twice with her paw, creating a noticeable noise, and then went back to Charlie. She nudged his side, took a few steps, paused, and then did it again. Gradually, she guided Charlie to his meal. "It's as if they're performing a dance," Margaret murmured to Tom, wishing not to disrupt the enchantment of the scene. Before long, Luna established an entire set of signals. A gentle meow indicated, "Move up," for the porch steps. A light tap with her paw signaled, "Watch out, there's a hurdle." And her unique trill consistently meant, "Come along, it's secure." Charlie's self-assurance increased each day with Luna beside him. He started exploring the backyard once more. She would stroll a bit in front of him, pausing at any alterations in the terrain, directing him around flower patches and by the ancient oak tree. The neighbors were astonished by the change. Where they had previously observed a defeated old dog, they now saw Charlie strutting with his head held high, his tail wagging more often. Luna was perpetually present, his loyal feline friend, her gray figure a constant shadow to his golden one. One afternoon, Mrs. Jenkins, who lives next door, approached Margaret with tears in her eyes. "I just witnessed the most lovely sight," she said. Charlie was dozing in the sun, and he began to whimper in his sleep. Your cat, Luna, approached him and leaned against his side until he relaxed. Next, she cleaned his face as a mother would for her young. Yet, the most heartwarming instances were the serene ones. How do you define true companionship? Is it through words, actions, or simply being there for each other? Discuss in the comments. As autumn shifted to winter, the Anderson family encountered a fresh obstacle. The initial snowfall changed their known backyard into an unfamiliar scene, leaving Charlie confused by the new textures beneath his paws. On a notably chilly morning, Charlie hesitated at the back door, his nose quivering at the unfamiliar cold aroma of snow. For the first time since Luna's arrival, he appeared genuinely scared to go outside. Luna, on the other hand, had a strategy. She stepped out first, her gentle paws leaving clear marks in the new snow. She went back to Charlie, shaking the snow off her paws close to his nose so he could catch the scent. Carefully and deliberately, she started to carve out a route for him. Remember, the magic word is guidance. Don't forget to comment it down below to participate. "Tom, come see this," Margaret shouted from the kitchen window. They stood in awe as Luna moved to and fro, compressing the snow in a slender passageway. She kept coming back to Charlie every few paces, gently tapping his paw with hers before guiding him onward. "She's creating a secure route for him," Tom admired. "That cat is cleverer than many folks I know." Do you agree that animals sometimes surpass humans in emotional intelligence? Voice your opinion in the comments. The winter also presented additional difficulties. The shorter days resulted in Charlie needing to venture out in the dark more frequently, and the chill caused his aging joints to stiffen. However, Luna adjusted to every new obstacle with exceptional creativity. She discovered how to nudge tiny rugs into position with her nose, forming textured trails throughout the home. When Charlie's arthritis made it difficult for him to rise in the morning, she would use her paws to give him soft massages until he was prepared to get up. The local vet, Dr. Roberts, was so taken with their bond that she started chronicling their journey. "This is beyond mere companionship," she mentioned to Margaret while examining Charlie. "Luna isn't merely assisting Charlie, she's engaging in problem solving to enhance his quality of life. It's remarkable." News of the peculiar duo traveled throughout the little town. Individuals would come by merely to observe Luna assist Charlie with his everyday activities. She gained recognition as the seeing eye cat, and their tale even appeared in the community newspaper. However, the most enchanting moment occurred during the festive season. The Andersons were concerned about setting up their Christmas tree, apprehensive it might disrupt Charlie's mental understanding of the house. However, Luna dedicated a whole afternoon to walking Charlie around the tree, assisting him in grasping this temporary alteration in his surroundings. That night, while the family gazed at the sparkling lights, Charlie rested under the tree with Luna snuggled next to him. The cat had arranged them flawlessly, allowing the vibrant lights to illuminate both of them warmly, forming a dynamic Christmas card that brought tears to Margaret's eyes. As winter transitioned into spring, the extraordinary bond between Charlie and Luna had unforeseen impacts across their community. The nearby animal rescue, motivated by their achievements, started thoughtfully matching senior and disabled pets, establishing the Charlie and Luna initiative. One bright morning, Sarah from the rescue excitedly called Margaret. "Can you believe it? We have successfully paired 3 senior cats with younger companions that help lead them. And we recently matched a hearing-impaired Great Dane with a tiny terrier who serves as his ears." However, the most notable impact occurred when the nearby elementary school inquired if Charlie and Luna could make a visit. Margaret felt uncertain initially, concerned about how Charlie would cope with a different setting. Luna, on the other hand, appeared to grasp the significance of their task. On the day they visited, Luna led Charlie through the school corridors with remarkable accuracy. The kids gathered in a circle on the ground, observing in amazement as Luna employed her various cues to assist Charlie in moving around them. This, their instructor clarified, is the essence of genuine friendship. It doesn't matter whether you are unique or require assistance. True friends often discover ways to support one another. A young girl in a wheelchair lifted her hand. "Just like my closest friend aids me in carrying my books," she exclaimed, and her classmate next to her smiled with pride. The visit was so effective that it turned into a monthly occurrence. The school counselor observed that kids facing disabilities or differences started to gain more confidence. "If a cat can assist a blind dog," a young boy remarked, "then perhaps it's fine that I require help with reading." Meanwhile, at home, the connection between Charlie and Luna grew even stronger. Luna had gained a remarkable skill in predicting Charlie's needs. She appeared to sense when his joints felt rigid, taking additional time to warm them with her body warmth. During stormy nights, as thunder caused Charlie to feel uneasy, she would snuggle up to him, purring softly until his shaking ceased. One afternoon, as Charlie and Luna basked in the spring warmth in the backyard, Margaret listened to two neighbors chatting over the fence. "You know," one remarked, "I always believed cats and dogs couldn't genuinely be friends, and I definitely never thought a cat could be so dedicated to assisting others." "It really gets you thinking, doesn't it?" the other responded. "How many more assumptions do we hold about who can assist whom, or who can be companions with whom?" Margaret smiled, observing as Luna softly led Charlie back to the porch steps, patiently waiting as he made his way down each one. In their subtle manner, this unexpected duo was educating their neighborhood about kindness, flexibility, and the endless potential of camaraderie. As summer drew nearer, Charlie was becoming more noticeably sluggish. At 14 years old, his snout had turned entirely white, and despite Luna's dedicated attention, age was exerting its unavoidable impact. Still, Luna's commitment never faltered. If anything, she grew increasingly focused. On a notably unforgettable morning, the Anderson family experienced something remarkable. Charlie appeared to struggle getting out of bed, his aging joints particularly rigid. Luna dashed towards Margaret without delay, meowing persistently until she complied. Next, the smart cat guided her to the location of Charlie's arthritis medicine. She had come to understand when Charlie required additional assistance. "She's not merely his eyes anymore," Tom remarked quietly. "She's also turned into his voice." The nearby veterinary college learned of their story and requested to document their distinctive connection for research on animal bonds and adaptive behaviors. Scientists were astonished by Luna's vast array of signals and her capacity to adapt them according to Charlie's evolving requirements. While conducting one of their observations, they noted Luna generating a new signal. When Charlie appeared unsure about which way to go, Luna would softly flick her tail against his left or right side, signaling the safe direction for him to proceed. The scientists referred to it as creative communication between species. When Charlie's ability to move diminished, Luna modified their schedule. Rather than lengthy strolls in the yard, she developed smaller adventure areas on the porch, utilizing various textures she discovered, such as leaves or flower petals, to provide Charlie with fresh sensory experiences. She would present him with small gems, a dropped feather, a tender leaf, each one thoughtfully positioned for him to find with his nose. Their tale reached more audiences, motivating a children's book writer to create The Cat Who Became Eyes. The book gained popularity in hospitals and therapy centers, assisting kids in realizing that disabilities didn't limit anyone, whether human or animal. One autumn night, as warm light lit the living room, Margaret observed Luna leading Charlie to his preferred place by the fire. Charlie's movements had slowed, yet Luna kept up with him flawlessly, never hurrying, always beside him. "You see," Margaret remarked to Tom, her voice heavy with feeling. "That day at the shelter, we believed we were getting a companion for Charlie. However, Luna revealed something much more significant. She showed that love not only allows you to see, it enables you to change." Tom nodded, observing Luna as she positioned herself next to Charlie, her gray shape standing out against his golden coat, just like it did on that initial day. She demonstrated that, at times, the most effective educators arrive in surprising forms. Charlie and Luna's tale kept motivating their community, reminding all that the truest kinds of love and friendship have no limits, not among species, not among abilities, and definitely not between hearts that see in one another precisely what they require. As the day came to a close, Luna's soft purring blended with Charlie's satisfied sighs, forming a melody of togetherness that illustrated a love capable of crossing any divide, surmounting any challenge, and illuminating the path through any shadow. Consider sharing this inspiring story with even more friends. Empower others to believe in the power of companionship. On a tranquil winter morning, Charlie peacefully slipped away in his sleep with Luna loyally nestled next to him. He spent 2 extraordinary years with his cat companion, far surpassing the vet's predictions for his life quality after becoming blind. Luna had provided him not only direction, but also a reason to welcome every new day. In the subsequent days, Luna's sorrow was tangible. She would perch beside Charlie's vacant bed, sometimes producing her unique trilling sound, the one that had always been meant solely for him. Just as she had instructed Charlie to adjust, Luna also discovered her path ahead. Mar observed that Luna began to spend additional time by the window, gazing at the neighborhood. One day, she started meowing insistently at the window, not stopping until Margaret glanced outside. There, making his way up the sidewalk, was Mr. Peterson from 3 houses away, just back from the hospital after his stroke, utilizing his walker for the first time. Without a second thought, Margaret welcomed him in for tea. Luna quickly approached him, exhibiting the same kind and patient attitude she had displayed with Charlie. At the conclusion of the visit, Mr. Peterson was beaming, his first genuine smile since his stroke. This turned into a new custom. Luna appeared to have discovered a new purpose, aiding individuals in the community who were facing mobility challenges or experiencing loneliness. The nearby physical therapy center even asked Luna to be a therapy cat, where she demonstrated a remarkable skill in sensing which patients required the most support. The Charlie and Luna initiative at the shelter kept expanding. A designated area was allocated for matching animals with matching needs and skills. A big photo of Charlie and Luna together was displayed above the entrance, featuring the inscription, "Love lights the way," underneath it. On the first anniversary of Charlie's death, the Andersons got an unexpected delivery. It was from a family in a different state that had taken in a blind puppy via the Charlie and Luna program. Inside, there was a letter and a picture of their blind puppy being assisted by a gray cat, strikingly resembling Luna. "Your story inspired us to have faith in possibilities," the letter stated. Charlie and Luna demonstrated that often the most profound acts of love arise from the most unlikely friendships. Luna spent her remaining years continuing to impact lives, both human and animal. She always remembered Charlie, On bright afternoons, she was frequently spotted dozing in his beloved place by the window, where the sunlight illuminated her fur in a golden hue, just like his. Years later, when residents talked about Charlie and Luna, they recounted not just a tale of a blind dog and the cat who saw for him. They shared a narrative about love overcoming any barrier, how kindness can illuminate the darkest journey, and how the most genuine friendships can create a legacy that continues to inspire others well beyond the original tale. Ultimately, Charlie and Luna demonstrated to their community that often the most stunning light arises not from what we observe with our eyes, but from what we sense in our hearts. The influence of Charlie and Luna's tale kept spreading in unforeseen manners. The regional veterinary school created the Charlie and Luna Scholarship for students pursuing studies in animal behavior and therapy. Annually, the scholarship was granted to students demonstrating creative methods for assisting animals with disabilities. The kids who encountered Charlie and Luna during their school trips always remembered their teachings. One of them, Jenny Martinez, matured into a veterinary technician, focusing on rehabilitative treatment for disabled animals. She frequently shared with her patients' relatives the story of the visually impaired dog and his cat companion, who motivated her career decision. Luna's impact on the therapy initiative resulted in innovative studies in animal-assisted recovery. Medical journals have published research on the Luna effect, which is the phenomenon where animals that instinctively assume caregiving roles demonstrate enhanced cognitive development and emotional intelligence. The Andersons maintained a unique photo album focused on Charlie and Luna's adventure. Its pages were filled with memories that illustrated their remarkable connection. Luna instructing Charlie on garden navigation post-spring replanting, the two basking in a sunbeam on Christmas morning, and Luna assisting Charlie during his final autumn, softly clearing leaves from his way. Their last nap together was serene and satisfying. Following Luna's death several years later, the Andersons set up a fund at a nearby shelter named the Guiding Light Fund, which assisted in paying medical bills for elderly and disabled animals. The motto of the fund turned into Luna's legacy. Sometimes, an open heart serves as the best guide. Currently, in Central Park, there is a small bronze sculpture featuring a golden retriever and a cat strolling together. Kids frequently pause to glide their hands along the sleek metal, while parents share the story of Charlie and Luna, a narrative that keeps educating new generations on the transformative influence of love, patience, and empathy. The inscription under the statue states, "For Charlie and Luna, who showed us that real friendship illuminates the path through any darkness, and that love has no limits." On tranquil mornings, many claim they can still sense the unique magic that Charlie and Luna brought to their small town, reflected in how sunlight twirls through the trees, in the gentle compassion of animals aiding one another, and in the infinite opportunities that arise when we begin to perceive with our hearts. Join us next time, where we dive into another incredible tale of resilience and unexpected alliances. You won't want to miss this one. Your voice makes a difference. Every comment brightens a soul today. So share your thoughts and join our community. Plus, every new subscriber helps us continue to bring these beautiful stories to light. It's free, simple, and priceless.